Welcome back, guys, and we're now back on the GoPro. I know a lot of you have been not so happy with the video quality, and I do apologize, guys. Like I said, the GoPros have been dead and I've been just using the phone. So now I got the GoPro charged up and we're gonna be using that today. So it should be a lot better for you guys, but thank you for letting me know. And today, look at old girl. We got Gray in here. We got our new oil funnel all built. So we're gonna be testing this thing out today. I'm gonna just be doing some maintenance on Gray today. I'm draining the oil, doing an oil change on it. This engine has about, I think it has 1,600 miles on it now. So we're gonna be doing our third oil change on this thing. So 50 miles, 500 miles, and 1,500 miles, and then we go to our normal 3,000 mile interval. So this motor's all broken. Obviously it's been broken for quite some time. Those of you just tuning in, obviously this is our series Grey STI 19. It has a 6266, not really the turbo that we usually go with, usually a 6.4, but this has a 6266 on it with an 82 hot side on it, and it has ETS rotate kit, obviously, with an ETS 5-inch. And we had a set of ID 1000s in here before, or 1050s I should say. So I went ahead and pulled those out because, well, those things are lame and we want more power. So I put a set of ID 2000 in it that were in the car before, went ahead and put those back in the car, and we are going to be throwing this thing back on the dyno today to see if I can achieve a number that Steve and I always used to hit with our pump gas cars and builds, and that was 500 wheel on the Mustang dyno. So if you missed out on the last video of this thing going on the dyno, right when we first got it set up, I did have the wrong tire size in there. So today I'm going to correct that since I know how to do that now, and I'm going to do a baseline pull, but it's not going to be the same because obviously I have different injectors in the car, so I have to clean up the fuel. So it made 422 before. Whether it was going to make more or less with the tire size, I couldn't tell you. So unfortunately that's kind of out the window now, but it made 422 and 370 before when I put it on the dyno when we were getting it set up. So like I said, today we're going to be putting it back on the dyno, and I really want to try to hit 500 wheel on the Mustang dyno, which is not easy at all, guys. If you've seen in the past, it's definitely been a struggle. And Steve's obviously been a tuner a lot longer than I have, and you know, there's that chance that I might not be able to hit it, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. And if we can hit it or come close, I know he'll be proud. So like I said, today I'm going to jump right in, get the oil change done on this thing. Don't really think I need to show you guys an oil change. You'd probably be pretty bored, but I am excited to try this thing out. I used to have these when we were at HMS, and then I got the little addition up on top of it here, along with like an anti-splash mat. So we'll see how that works. New shop has been doing great. Super happy of it. It is a solid 68 or 69 degrees in here. Beautiful. It is about probably 30, 32 degrees outside. It's been snowing off and on today. So definitely chilly out there, but nice and warm in here. We can enjoy our shorts attire like always. So nice, guys. So let's get this thing up in the air, get this oil changed, and let's have some fun today. All right, guys, we got the oil all changed in the car, and as you can probably tell, I'm in the car. We are on the dyno right now. I am just flashing the map on the car. I've already made some adjustments. Everything is working as it should. The car is idling good. So right now I am gonna have to clean up the drivability first before we get into any kind of pulls. Obviously this is a bigger injector. I just want to see how close my VE map is to what it used to be. I did make some changes to it as well, so we'll see kind of where that goes. It's probably just gonna take me, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. I'll clean this up, and then once we're done with that, like I said, we can move on to the fun stuff. All right, guys, I didn't update you last night because I was getting pretty frustrated with this thing. As you can see, Gray is on the dyno, and everything was going good. You know, the ID 2000s, I got them to idle. I got the front O2 sensor to work with them. Everything was looking good, dialed into drivability. The problems came when we started to do power pulls. And now a lot of you guys have asked in the past, you know, why don't we share or sell our modified Walbro 450 hangers? Because you guys always see that we do it on our personal cars or very close friends' cars. I never offered them to customers just because we've have different versions that we've grown over the past and, you know, had issues that we've had to fix. And the one that was in this car was out at Alex's, and I forgot that it was sitting in here, and we were having some problems with fuel up top, and it was being pretty lean. So went ahead and pulled the one out of all RA over there. That one I knew worked before. As soon as I put it in the car was like 9.0 air fuel, and we had tons of fuel. So I dialed it back, got it all working, and then right when I got the car to make some power, it made 477 on the Mustang on pump gas. Then we had issues. Then it went lean again. So the fuel ran away. I would pull it up on the dyno, but the dyno's all shut off right now because we haven't been over here all day. And now we are gonna fix the fuel hanger. We're gonna make a different version of this. There's the wife, she walked in on us. And we got a present for the FA right here. This is its new motor. So that's gonna be coming soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're gonna go back in the other shop. I'm gonna show you guys what exactly we're gonna do. I have not showed you guys in the past what we've done to these fuel hangers. So let's go ahead and go over and see. All right, I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. Some of you are gonna be like, why wouldn't you just buy a Radium fuel hanger? And Radium makes great products. We use their fuel hangers all the time, as you guys have seen in the past. This is just a solution on a personal car that we're doing for fun, being bored, don't mind, I have it. And we've messed up these hangers a lot in the past. So here's what I'm doing, guys. You have a fuel hanger here, right? I got a bunch of these stock ones, so it didn't really matter if I ruined one. What I've done here is I put a Dash 6 bulkhead on the top of it. And then you can see underneath, we have a nice setup there, push lock that comes down, and then our pump will be going in underneath there, and you can see the hole. So everything's gonna be the same, but it's gonna have a bulkhead actually correctly connected to our Walbro. Instead of relying on like the factory fuel pump here where you have O-rings, right, that go up there and this clicks into place. So you can see the clips there. A Walbro 450 doesn't have clips and is too large, so it can't clip into the factory housing. So we're relying on O-rings, and then, you know, several different versions later having something to hold the pump up into this housing. But over time, what we have found with higher pressures, we're blowing past the O-ring. So we're just gonna go ahead, do away with the O-ring setup, hook it up the way that Walbro intends, and modify our hanger to do so. So now that we have that, beautiful, clears everything, looks nice. I'm gonna get this thing all situated, set up, and we're gonna go back on the dyno, and we are gonna try to hit that 500 number on the Mustang for pump gas. That is my goal. So we'll see if I can do it. Like I said, I'm gonna knock this out, get back to work, and I'll see you guys soon. So the wife is cleaning out the WX in the background, and she's getting ready to put the bride seats into the RA. So you're gonna hear the vacuum in the background. I'll try to speak up. Hopefully this picks me up. But I got the fuel hanger out of the Grey STI, and as you can see, it's here in pieces. And just as I thought, guys, look at the O-ring. It blew through it, passed down here too. So this is unfortunately what process we've had to do, where you have to put O-rings on here and stack them in the pump. And this is definitely our problem. When we get to a higher pressure, it seems to blow through the O-ring. So I'm gonna fix that. Like I said, now we're gonna be doing this right, the way that Walbro wants you to, and this pump is gonna have a better chance at working properly and living a longer life doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the hanger, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm working with. So after a lot of time and fitting this thing, I was able to finally get this thing all back together. As you can see, we have a bulkhead here. I have an adapter that I can go ahead and run this to the factory fuel line there. So we have a 6AN to a 5/16 quick disconnect, and then we'll be building a line that goes around to it, just loops it, and this will adapt it to it. This thing is all together. You can see that is the correct way to do this, guys. So this thing should not have any issues now, but just as a safety, we're gonna go ahead and put a fuel pressure sensor on the car. Cobb makes one, so that way I can monitor fuel pressure, see what this thing's actually doing. I would still advise you guys to buy a Radium unit, and I know there's another Visconti adapter for the factory hanger here. Visconti makes some good products too. I would definitely advise you guys to go that route. Like I said, this is just something for a personal car and a fun project. So I'm excited to try this thing out and not to have any more fuel issues. Fingers crossed. So I'm gonna get this in the car, and then I'm gonna get that fuel pressure sensor in the car, and then we can load this thing on the dyno, and hopefully we can make some good numbers. Hopefully we don't have any more fuel system problems. I guess we'll find out as we go. All right, guys, I got that fuel pump installed in the car, and I just wanted to show you guys. The wife got this all knocked out for us. Check it out. The WX now has the Recaros, still has the cage in it, but figured Recaros in this one for now until I decide what I want for a seat. If I'm gonna be driving this around on the street, that's what I'm gonna need. My old big ass couldn't fit my hips in here. So the brides are in the RA now. Obviously it's going to get better seat belts than these. The Takata harnesses that came with these are not going to be NHRA certified for what we're trying to do with the car. Now these seats obviously probably aren't NHRA certified either, but for the car this will work for now. And they look really good in here. They fit the wife, they don't fit me. So now the car is on the dyno, ready to go. And I'm gonna do a first pull on the same map I had it on last night that I dialed in the fuel map. So if it's fixed, then it should be good to go. And I know I'm probably going really dark here, just walking in between the shops. It's about 25 degrees out. It's freaking cold, guys. So yes, you see the cold smoke coming from the car. I'm gonna turn the fans on. We're gonna do our first hit. Wife's with me so she can record, obviously from inside the car. But let's turn our fans on. Oh, that's cold. Okay, so we're on the dyno. Everything's ready to go. I haven't made any changes at all on this map, and we are going to see if we have fuel now. So I'm going to hand you over to wife. Now, let's start the test. Go ahead and download this. We are going to see what happens here. The car feels much more responsive than it used to. Best thing here is that we have fuel. The graph looks pretty nice. It's carrying out the back. Let's look at our air fuel here. So we definitely need to work on our air fuel a little bit more, but the best thing is it's staying. This is me up here. I just need to put a little bit more fuel up top. But the whole thing is it's coming down. Before we came down, and then right around here it would just go up. We'd lose fuel. So I'm gonna load it back on the other map, which is 28 pounds, see where we're at, and then I'll make adjustments from there. But so far so good. Now let me change this thing over. I have to flash the car. Alright, so I'm assuming this one's gonna have too much fuel on it. This is the one that we were on last night, and I was adding fuel, but this will be a good base to start and give us a good idea. So let's see what happens. That we were on last night and kind of just go through and correct everything from there. We'll look at the dyno graph. You can see it definitely tapers up top, so this is what I'm going to work on. This is the best thing with the dyno that's helping me is I can see that we're dying off up top, so I'm going to play with some ABCS up there. But let's take a look at our air fuel. here, like I said, this is just me. I didn't make any changes to the car, so I just need to add more fueling up top. But other than that, everything's looking really good. Now it's just on me to make some changes to the car, and the best thing with the dyno is I can make back-to-back changes. So right now I'm going to do the same pole, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to change some ABCS on the car and see how it reacts and see how the dyno graph compares, and we can go through there. This is also not the right car.
Let's see there, bud.
It says RA, so our tire size is actually quite a bit off, guys.
Joshua, get it together.
Well, when I looked at it, I saw Josh Bader. I didn't look at the plate number, which RA, and this says Series Gray.
Well, that's your first mistake. It shouldn't say Josh, it should say Shania.
It does, you're correct. It says Shania. Okay. I don't even know how to go through here and change it. Well, that sucks, because that's not a real number, because tire size plays a role, obviously, especially on the dyno. So let's see if I can load configuration. I'm still learning, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to load up previous cars. I know how to create one now, and I created one last night for this one, just a brand new one. So I'm assuming that this is it right here, because there's two, and no, that might be Steve's. See, and that's what happens because it still has all the old ones on here. Huh?
The one below it's hyper blue. It says 16.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm worried that on here, this is when we went down to Portland.
Oh, last year?
Because if I click that, and it goes over to you, but what's the tire size?
It says Series Gray.
So we should put on here, search or find matches, and see what it says. See, this is the part I don't understand, is how to find on here. Is it here? Because there's two places for names. It doesn't stay in here. See, like, I don't know who Area Sal is, but that's not who I'm looking for. Here, bud. Exit.
Take
New.
out areas.
No. There. Let's try that. No records found. So that's not the spot. Let's go over here. It says Series Gray. So yeah, look, it pulled it right up. So this is the correct tire ratio. And this is the one I created, because obviously it's on a 6266 now. So select current vehicle information selected, exit, exit. Okay, and then we're going to calibrate our RPM, and then we're going to do the same pull. I really don't want to do another pull. I'm not making changes, but the correct way to do it would be to do that, so we have a nice back-to-back. So right now what I'm doing is we need to sync the dyno up so it can know where RPM is. So we go into 4th gear. That's the gear that we do the pull in, and then I go up to 4,000. Hold there, click, and OK. And then now we have a synchronized dyno and car for RPM. Now let's do the exact same pull that we just did. My assumptions is it should make a little bit more, but we'll see what that tire size really does now. So let's do it again. Alright, here we go. Change it a bit, guys. 470 and 428. You know, obviously we have such a small difference. We're going from a 40 series tire to a 45, which changes the height of the tire, which then obviously changes what the dyno reads. But it did make more. Let's look at the graph. Definitely is holding decent up top. It looks better than the last one. The air fuel, let's see how we're still holding. I'm sure I'm gonna have to make some adjustments, but yeah, still gonna have to add up here. It's literally identical, but the best part is we're having a working fuel system. So let me, now that we have our baseline here, 470, we're gonna make another pull, and I'm gonna change some ABCS on the car, see how it reacts. When I say ABCS, I already have intake where I want it, so I'm putting up exhaust ABCS, because we do have aftermarket cams in this car. So I'm gonna play with that, see where we're at, and I will bring you guys along for the next pull. Alright, so I made my changes, let the car learn here. Now, let's do this pull. Only changes were just exhaust ABCS timing. So we're gonna see what that does to our graph. And I just took some out to see what it does, and then if that doesn't work, we can add it in and see how it responds. So, and here we go. Graph so we can see what that changed in. So what you can see here, I don't know how well it's going to pick it up on the GoPro once it adjusts. So you can see the green line is our previous pole, and it outpowers the whole entire pole. So removing ABCS is not our answer to what's going on here where it's dropping down. So we're gonna add the ABCS back in. So what I did is I took away 5. I'm gonna add 5 in on top of our initial base of it, and then we'll have 3 graphs and we can see exactly what's going on. So that's the best part about having the dyno, is to be able to do back to back like this. So I'm gonna make the changes and then we'll be back for another pull. All right, we're back, loaded it on. Like I said, only we changed was ABCS. This time I added instead of took away. So we'll see if this will help us. So I don't believe we really need to change our ABCS too much, but we're going to pull up each test and show all the differences. Okay, so we have all our graphs loaded up here. Green is still our original one. Red is the one where we took some away, and blue is where we added. And you can see blue is pretty much following the same route. So that tells me that we already had optimum exhaust ABCS into the car. So we're gonna move on to something else. That just shows you guys a little insight of, you know, what are we doing with tuning. And this is something that really is focused on a dyno. You know, I can make minor changes like this and do back to back. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna clean up the fuel map on the car and really focus on turning the car up more. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'll probably catch you up here in a few more pulls after I get this thing cleaned up on the fuel, and hopefully we'll be able to make that number. Like I told you guys, I want to see 500 wheel out of this on this dyno. That's a big number to hit. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but we sure are going to try. I'm super happy of our modded fuel pump hanger here, because we are staying, I mean, within a 0.1 on our air fuel throughout the whole pole. So we're really zoomed in here. It's almost flat, so time to make some changes.
Oh gosh.
Let's see what happens. Changes on that map. Oh!
So she's fast.
Yeah. 504.
Oh man.
Wow. I'm impressed with myself. I did it. It's a pretty nice graph too.
Let's take a peek. Oh, she's a ripper.
I gotta raise the limit up here because, you know, we're actually making power now.
She's officially a certified ripper.
Officially. So, I would be able to carry this out better if I could run more timing, but that's the joys of pump gas. We're going to be limited in the timing department, but it went leaner on that one. Yeah, right there. Right at the end of the pole, it started to run away on fuel. 12.3. Otherwise we were staying good, so maybe try to just add a touch of fuel up there, but it made 504 with the correction factor, 500 without. So no matter what, we made 500, guys, on here. Super happy about that. Oh, let me get my little picture. And then, actually, I'll show you guys the comparison from the last map too. So now I gotta go back and somehow pull this thing back up. I have it set to default, but that doesn't really work when I go backwards. Good question. I guess I'll just use big dogs. This is Steve's settings. They're still in here. I'll move our graph out, and I don't think we need a 700 wheel because we ain't anywhere near that. Okay. So we brought our graph back here, so now let's bring our comparisons back in. So we're going to load our previous run. So that'll be this last one. And it should, oh, well, that's the current one. That'll show us the difference of what we just picked up from the last changes I did there. Which that is a pretty good change. That's pretty nice. Super smooth. I really honestly didn't think I was going to crack 500 on this dyno on pump gas. But
just like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we really didn't try, to be honest.
In 20 minutes.
I'm happy at 500 on it. As long as the car looks good, I don't care to go anymore. I'm happy at 500 on this dyno because I know what that is. And I know it's pretty damn fast. I am going to add fuel up top where it was kind of dipping off. So I will update you guys to let you know if that's a fuel pump issue, if we're still having an issue, which I don't think so because I have quite a bit of room to go. I know you guys are going to yell at me. I didn't put the fuel pressure sensor in the car. It's fucking cold outside and it's late again, and I didn't really feel like doing it, so we're kind of just going off the dyno right now and watching the air fuel. I can tell you it's starting to run away at the end there, but I do have a lot more room. I can put some fuel in this thing, so I'm going to do that, and I will finish this video out for you guys. You guys know we're already going to go do a street hit, though.
Joshua.
What?
Is
in Mexico?
It's cold outside.
Hell yeah, that means we're going fast.
That means there could be ice on the road.
I don't give a shit about ice. No feedback, dog. Very nice.
Very dangerous.
I'm pretty damn happy about that right now. Just gonna add a little fuel up top. We'll be good. change I did to that was I did add fueling. I did pull some timing out on the one prior. Obviously, when you pull timing out, it makes the engine less efficient, so it does need more fuel. And so I figured, yeah, I richened it up a bit. It made 499.7. So that's with richening it up a bit. I mean, we really want to chase a number. We could. I mean, it's 499. It's the same thing. But let's look at our air fuel now. Yeah, much better. Definitely still could add a touch up top. It is 12.2 up top. Just up top, just add a touch of it. One more. I mean, the car's happy. It's not like we're getting any feedback knock or anything like that. The car is definitely happy. Let's see if that one was the same. Yeah, once again, no feedback knock. Car's happy. Just a little leaner than I'd like there. So I'm going to add just a bit more fuel up top. And I guess that will be the final pull then. I added some, but I was being conservative. I could have added a bit more. Even throughout the whole pull, we could add a little bit, to be honest. But, well, I'll change this and I'll bring you guys back. What it takes to make 512 wheel on a Mustang Dyno. True, as you guys know, haven't changed any of the calibrations. The car's on 32 pounds right now on pump gas, so you can say that we're definitely partying. She's making power, 512. I mean, I was gonna be super happy with making 480. So I mean, 500 I'm ecstatic about making because I know what that is on this dyno, and this car is gonna be pretty fast on the street, to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty excited about it. So now I'm going to add the fuel that I need here, and then we'll kind of go from there.
You said we were done like
I know
2 pulls ago.
But then I turned it up. So now I'm going to add this fuel. Thankfully all this is live, so that's what makes this very nice. I'm sure it's going to lose a little bit right here by adding this fuel in, because obviously leaner is meaner. That's always been the rule of thumb with tuning, and it can bite you in the ass, you know. I'm sure some are watching this and listening to me say some air fuel numbers that I usually don't talk about and are probably cringing, but tell you what, guys, we like to party. So everything's good to go. See what happens. Number just stayed there. I was like, did it go? Come on, girl. There figured it did lose a little bit by adding fuel. Made 501 and 449 right there, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm happy of that. The car is gonna definitely be fast. Air fuel, if you look now, is just pretty much a flat line. We're pretty zoomed in here, but that is a very nice flat line. Take a little picture. I wish I would have took a picture of my 512, but I can settle for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm a little bit more open today than I usually am. I think I could actually add on our air fuel from our last one, to be honest. And these were pretty much back to back. Yeah, we can. You can see we definitely smoothed that out. That looks really good. Well, we're gonna get the scene off the dyno, and then we obviously have to drive it around to make sure it runs right. So
Goodbye, Joshua.
I'll catch you guys in Mexico here in a moment. Alright guys, we are out here in good old Mexico, and I'm gonna wait till we get the straightaway here. You guys can see what 500 wheel on a Mustang dyno is like, because this thing is so damn fast. Just never gets old, guys. So we're almost to the straightaway now. Just trying to be as safe as possible here. We're on the way back roads. Almost to the straightaway. Alright guys. Here we go. Enjoyed it. I'll end this out when we get home. Well guys, we are back home. Car made it no problems. I know it's probably extremely dark. You probably cannot see me here, but I will when you get out. Super happy with how this thing turned out. I really didn't think I was going to be able to get the 500 Mustang on pump gas, because me and Steve worked really hard for that back in the day, and to be honest with you guys, Steve did help out. Me and Steve brings back a lot of memories, because we had a lot of late nights doing this on the dyno with pump gas, and especially messing with the fuel pump painter on the car. Guys, if only you guys were there when me and Steve were trying to do this before. It brought back a lot of good memories, and I wish he was here. Those of you know, when I say Steve, I'm talking about Steve Tuned. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow his channel as well, but definitely was a good night, guys. Hope you enjoyed a more thorough video, more in depth today, more content. It's probably pretty long, but you know what? Oh well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great Thanksgiving, guys, and thank you so much for watching and all your guys' support.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living life up in the fast lane. Life, though you lemons, you just put them in Coronas. Coronas, Coronas. I've been working, I need that advance with the bonus. The bonus, the bonus. Ain't no thoughts about tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment. The moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning. I'm zoning, I'm zoning, fast lane. Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground.